Hello and welcome to this topic on ethics and professional responsibilities. This is a topic under the taxation management module. By the end of the topic, you will be able to understand the meaning of the term ethics. You will also be able to explain the fundamental principles of ethics, and you will also be able to understand the purpose and function of the code of ethics. The term ethics simply means the moral attitude which governs people's behavior. And when we are talking about people here, we are focusing on the taxation management professional. They are expected to conduct themselves in a certain manner, supposed, for example, not to aid clients in evading tax. They are expected to help them to know the right ways to be able to pay tax and to be able to succeed in their business by giving the most appropriate advice in regards to taxation. We have various fundamental principles of ethics, and the principles are simply guidelines that should be followed by all the players in the taxation, including students and accountants. So these principles will govern those that are working in the taxation authorities, those that are working as accountants, those that are working as auditors. So they are very critical principles that we cannot be able to ignore in this particular discussion. Principle number one, very important, is the principle of integrity. And we are saying this principle emphasizes on the need to be honest in your dealings as a professional accountant, as a tax professional. You are required to maintain high levels of integrity and avoid any kind of information that will be materially false. Materially false simply means information that is not factual or information that is not complete. That will affect your levels of integrity. So as you work as a tax professional, it is important to know to what levels are you supposed to exercise your integrity, because this will enable you to continue to work in the professional. Of course, there are consequences of not practicing integrity, and part of these consequences would be loss of jobs. It would be loss of your practicing certificate. So you need to ascertain, even as you conduct your audit activities, as you advise clients on matters taxation, you need to ensure that you are doing it professionally. Number two is objectivity. We are saying all taxation and audit professionals should not compromise their professional judgment, and also avoid issues of conflict of interest. You cannot be the person in charge of tax in your own business because of the aspect, for example, of biasness. So we encourage you, for example, if you're doing your own business, that you can look for a different tax professional. And also, when you go to conduct any taxation activities to your clients, you need to observe the code of ethics. You need to respect your professional or your profession, and this will be important for the success of your professional career in terms of taxation. The other one is confidentiality. You are not allowed to disclose any client's information in regards to taxation, because you are privy to this kind of information as the person who is handling his or her tax issues. So you are expected to maintain high levels of confidentiality. That is information that can only be consumed by you and the client. The other one is professional behavior. Every taxation professional should comply with relevant laws and regulations and avoid any action that may bring discredit to the profession. So conduct yourself as a tax profession in a manner that you are going to safeguard your profession and also those else also in that profession, because image is very important for you as a person. Image is very important for an organization, a tax organization, and so on and so forth. The other one is public interest. We are saying everybody should carry themselves in a way that they will serve public interest and build trust and show professionalism. So as a tax student, as a tax practitioner, everything that you do is important in terms of safeguarding the image. Your image as a person, your image for the organization that you are working for, your image for your company. Remember, any small mistake will affect how you carry out your business. The other one is due care. tax professions should exercise technical and ethical standards and endeavor to improve the quality of services and professional responsibilities. So you are required to exercise the technical and ethical standards. Of course, every profession has a code of ethics that governs, and the profession around taxation is not any different. It should be able to assist you to ensure that everything that you do, your intention is to be able to offer quality services. Purpose and function of ethics codes. Why do we need ethics and the code of ethics? Number one is to be able to articulate principles and ethics. So you need to be able to articulate those principles that we have just mentioned, be able to understand them, and be able to practice high levels of ethics. Number two is to reflect on the organizational values. Every organization has their core values. Some of those principles can also be core values, like something to do with integrity. So you need to align your profession code of ethics with the organizational values in order to be able to ensure that the activities around taxation that you're doing appropriate. And finally is to help the professionals to understand code of conduct that is accepted or not accepted. So these guidelines will enable you to know what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in the area of the profession that you are in. Consequences of ethical failure. There are, of course, outcomes because of unethically conducting yourself or an organization that is unethical. In terms on the corporate consequences, this is at the organizational level. We can have reputational risks. So your organization risks affecting its reputation because of unethical activities. For example, enabling clients to avoid tax. That is a major unethical activity that is not good. And the other one, you can suffer or you can be required to pay penalties because, for example, number one, in terms of lateness of payment of tax. And finally is on the personal consequences. How will you be affected as a person? Number one is loss of professional license. So you can lose your license, and also that can also consequently lead to the loss of your job. Thank you so much. I invite you to continue to watch more videos on taxation management, different topics, and also you can also research on this area to be able to expand your knowledge and appreciate the understanding of taxation.